PTG, Proxy Table Gaming. I am Hyper G, Lucky Sixes 2022.
Yo, yo, yo. How are we?
Good, good. New year, new zest for life.
Yeah, absolutely. But same old tournament and bat reps coming your way, folks.
Yeah, we wouldn't just stop in the middle like that, would we? That would just be cruel.
That would be mean.
It would. It would. So we are at Tech. We've had a little KOE interlude. How dare they throw that in the middle of our Tech episodes?
I know. We're in such form and such routine.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. But yes, we continue Tech. I can't remember where I was. It's round 3. I know that much. At the start of round 3, I've had 1 loss and 1 victory. So that's okay. That's all right.
Yeah, going all right.
Yeah, not too bad. Both battles decided basically on whether or not I had 1 Temple Guard left or not.
Temple Guard project.
Absolutely, yeah. So they are definitely getting the limelight. And so now we go up against an army that I've practiced against a little bit. Not literally. This isn't you I'm playing. You haven't suddenly switched to warriors mid-battle, mid-tournament.
I kind of wanted to.
Everyone else did. This is Matt Pell's warriors.
Yeah, man.
The Dark Gods.
Yeah.
And we won't spoil what happened to you and him when you had a practice game before the tournament, because that may come up in the future on the channel.
Yeah. We've had a few practice games and games against him now. Big friend of the channel. Hey, Matt.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Wasteland Warrior.
Yeah. Does loads of stuff on the forum, guys, as well. So if you check out his stuff, as you said, Wasteland Warrior on the forum, he's very active on there, and a good player as well,
and a thoroughly nice chap.
Yeah,
man. I'll add as well. So yeah.
Don't waste no time, does he?
No, he doesn't. He likes his quick games.
Yeah, man.
I think quite a lot of the theme of the battle that we had, me and him, in this you're about to see, was him trying to make it less than an hour and a half. I think he was aiming for. That would be amazing for me. I'm literally on the time limit, unless something crazy happens. So we'll see if I manage it. But this is my first game against Matt Pell, actually. You've played him a few times. This is my first time ever, so very much looking forward to this. Cool. Round 3 was counter thrust and hold the center. Here is Matt's list. And whether or not you can tell that he likes quick games from his list, this list probably facilitates a quick game because there's not a lot of hidden tactics involved. He's hard as nails. They can fight very well, and he's going to come at you like a ton of bricks. So I've had a bit of practice with that, with Saurians. Going into this battle, I don't think my Temple Guard or any of my units can take his in combat one-on-one. I need to make sure I get the right combats in the right situation. So going into this, I was immediately thinking I'm on the defensive.
Okay.
Which is fine, because I was okay with that, because in the practice game that I had against you, I took on your warrior unit. What are they called? What's the gift?
Greed warriors. Is it greed?
No. The ones in
Sloth.
The ones with extra. Yeah, sloth.
Sloth.
That's it. I took them on in combat, and I got my ass handed to me in various ways, and that one went horribly wrong. So I know that obviously Matt hasn't got that unit, so that doesn't help particularly. But yeah, I've kind of taken the different.
It's a very different unit. It's like the actual unit he's got compared to, because I run one that is sloth, so defensive, and with a lord in it normally.
Yes.
So like a lot, they don't have many of the attacks actually, but this one is paired weapons, so already more, because I'm spike shield and Zealot's banner, so extra attacks.
Absolutely,
loads more attacks at strength, lower strength, but high weapon skill stuff. So it's very, very different. Probably more killy.
Yeah, but funnily enough, my focus was more on the Chosen Knights, because 2 units of 5. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. Really tough.
For sure.
And that's not even mentioning the Feldrack or the Forsaken one as well.
Yeah.
But I was quite pleased not to see a Chosen Lord, at least. You just got 2 sorcerers there, which is fine. Cool. My list, of course. Take a glance at that at your leisure and pleasure. And yeah, hasn't changed, won't change. Moving on. Okay, so here we are. This is deployment. The chameleons are not there. So my deployment, basically I decided to favor one side of the table. I believe he drops for first. I'm pretty sure he does, as soon as he possibly can. That meant that I could very much decide that I was going to try and take on as little of his army as possible at any one time.
Is it hold the center? Is this one, isn't it?
It is hold the center. Yeah, it is hold the center. There's a token out there in the middle. Yeah. So I've got Temple Guard basically holding the flank because I want them to basically everything that is past them, the Temple Guard are trying to hold off, while my entire army deals with 2 of his units, is the plan.
Yeah.
That is basically what I'm planning.
And 2 of them are random movements. 2 of the 3 on this side, so.
Exactly, yeah. The, what are they called? Wretched ones.
Yeah.
Wretched ones and the Saken one. Random movers, exactly. So yeah, next to the Temple Guard is a Salamander. I've got Taurosaur. All 3 of my units of core, Saurian warriors, all one after the other. Ramphrodons and the Stygosaur on that side.
And the Ramphrodons are still going for plus points if they can.
They are doing okay at the moment. I think, yeah, they're plus at the moment. Indeed. Yes, and that is the tournament goal. Yeah. I think I will talk about Matt's briefly. You can see his tail maybe underneath us, because I told you to put us in the top left. Is the Feldrak Elder, far left, far top left. And then 1 unit of Chosen Knights. He's got his, is it Flayers? I think they are. Really quick, light cavalry on the hill. Unit of Warriors. He's got Fallen with his Sorcerer bunker. 2 Sorcerers in the Fallen bunker. Then the Forsaken one, then another unit of Chosen Knights, and then the Wretched ones. On this flank, I have got a Salamander, who is sole job, alongside, hopefully what you'll see now, 1 small unit of Chameleons.
Yep.
Their sole job is to keep the Feldrak Elder busy for 2 turns by chaffing him. Literally slow him down. They will die to him, and they won't do much back. But they're literally there to hold him back a little bit. He vanguards his flayers, like you see. My other chameleons are there next to the Temple Guard as well. And I vanguard very little with my Ramphrodons. I have Toad Rage, whatever it's called. I still haven't looked it up. Just call it various iterations of its previous name. I've done the Chosen Knights and the Wretched ones. So if they come forward, my Ramphrodon's going to do as much damage to them before they die, is the plan. There's nothing subtle about what the Ramphrodons are going to do this time around. And I got some pictures of Matt's army because it's beautiful.
Yeah,
it really is beautiful. I mean, just look at that.
One of the armies that was nominated for Best Painted as well.
Absolutely, and well deserved. I mean, I'm terrified of the unit, no matter what it's painted like, but they look awesome, and yeah, very nice. Yeah, so just enjoy those. Yeah, that was the second one. Brilliant. You can see my toad on the back of that Chosen Knight unit, actually. A little bit of a blurry one, but very cool. All right, so yeah, this is Matt's tactic. He runs at you. He's not changing it for me. The Forsaken one gets a 666 and is 18 inches forwards. So scary, because that's already in my grill. The Flayers can barely keep up to chaff my entire army. And I'm fine with that. I don't mind being chaffed because I wasn't planning on charging him. I do have to obviously deal with them or figure out how I'm going to long-term deal with that scenario. But I wasn't trying to prevent myself from being quadruple chaffed because he's actually managed to chaff 4 of my units there.
Yeah.
The Feldrak Elder on the far left has moved up as well. Everything's just moved up, basically. His warriors are already holding the centre, even though it won't matter for turn 1.
Yep.
Over here, the Wretched ones move a decent amount forwards, not quite as far as the Forsaken one. But yeah, there's that. Yeah. Straight into my turn. Magic doesn't do a lot to me. His sorcerers are quite far away. Can't remember what they actually had. I think one's got evocation. I can't remember what the others were.
Alchemy, I think.
Was it alchemy?
Yeah.
Cool. No, that is right.
It does a lot of written back reps. I remember reading them. I think it's alchemy. Yeah.
No, it is. You're right. Yeah, so I figure I'm going to triple charge these guys. One thing I didn't necessarily remember at this point, which I was a bit disappointed in myself, is that the wretched ones will attack no matter how many of them I kill.
Yeah, man.
I possibly wouldn't have done this had I remembered that.
Yeah.
My plan here was to kill so many of them that I didn't take much in return. And of course, that's a silly thing to think.
The good thing is that they have AP 0. So that's the only thing. Well, wretched ones, the thing is, you've got to delete them in one.
Yeah, you've got to. Yeah.
So you've got to find ways of trying to get 18 wounds through, and they've got 5 up ages, so what's that? 30 wounds through?
Exactly,
I think.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit less, actually, 24. 20, but that's a quarter. I don't know. Maths. But yeah, you got to get
right. Yeah.
A lot of wounds through to actually make them die. And if they got one wound left, they're just as good. Which is mental, really. They're a mental unit.
Definitely is. So I also declare these guys into the flank of the flayers.
Okay.
That's the only charge on the flayers. I basically figure that if I charge into the flank of them, well, in the flayers' front, actually, as they're looking at them, basically thinking that if I do that, then I can reform, post-combat reform, and get out of line of sight of a random mover, which is a silly thing to think. But I achieve it, just for the record.
It's interesting to... one thought I had on that, him chaffing you, is that actually... If you could get out of their line of sight without charging, like the chaffed unit, then he would be chaffed completely.
Yeah,
with
he
his random mover.
Charge me. Yeah.
So random movement.
It was a temptation.
Random movement comes before normal moves and after charges.
Absolutely.
So he'd have to. So that was. That might be something, but I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. My only reason for not doing that was that at the moment his main units, his chosen knights, his warriors, and his Feldrak Elder, at the moment they've got long charges into my Temple Guard.
Yeah.
And if I do that, then he just moves up, and then he's got extremely small charges.
Yeah, sure.
And I either charge him or he's coming at me in turn 3.
No, it makes sense, to be fair.
So that was my thinking, but I totally agree that was a consideration.
Yeah.
And so I get everything in, which is great. Even the unit that was in the flank of the wretched ones manages to get in, which is cool. So I've got everything that can into the wretched ones. Tempting to minimize the Ramphadons and get more Saurians.
I was going to say,
technically, I wonder whether that's illegal.
You had
actually.
to, yeah.
I think I had to put more Saurian Warriors in as it happens. I didn't.
It's only front things. So the more I've looked into it,
more models, isn't it?
It's models in contact. It's not in the combat. I think.
Yeah.
So like the second and third rank don't matter, even though they would be a second. I think it's just the first. So whether or not, I suppose you might have been able to get more if you did them, but.
Yeah.
But
no, I mean, literally, it's just occurred to me now, but neither of us discussed it. So, yeah. I chaff in return with some chameleons, just blocking off both his warriors into chosen knights, which is awesome. Yep. My salamander moved past the Feldrak Elder. He doesn't need chaffing yet, at least. So I think. And the chameleons also, just the ones on the far left, don't chaff just yet.
Mm-hmm.
But there's that. Another thing that I was tempted by was charging the Taurosaur into the flayers as well and overrunning into the Forsaken one, especially with the chameleons.
Chaffing, yeah.
And obviously I am going to be killing the flayers, so the Forsaken one has got free reign for what it wants to charge. I think I kind of missed a trick there, but we'll see how that ends up. Sigisaur just moves forward. I couldn't charge him in as well. I think he had a bit far to go, but he's happy just watching for now. I get Quicksilver Lash on the Chosen Knights here and kill a full Chosen Knight, which is awesome.
Yeah, very cool.
Very happy with that result. I also get plus strength on this unit of Saurus, pushing up to strength 5, which is cool.
Yeah.
So I'm winding on 3s, which is amazing. the Salamander somehow gets a wound on the Forsaken one with its shooting, which is ridiculous. Literally,
I suppose it's flaming, right?
Yeah.
So he's got no Aegis, I guess.
No, true.
Just fishing. Just fishing.
It was sneaky, and we see that Spectral Blades has gone on the second one there. That was Max Magic Phase, basically.
Sure.
Oh yeah, the chameleons continue the cheekiness and get 2 wounds through on the Chosen Knights, which is utterly insane because he's got 2 up armor. But yeah,
love that banner, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. I've only just properly looked at it.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah. And this was the result of the combat. So I do not manage to kill them all in one go, which is disappointing, to be honest. He goes back, focuses a lot on the Ramphadons, reduces them by just over half. So that's not ideal because it's going into his turn 2. So you know what's going to happen now because I haven't got anything chaffed over there.
Yeah.
And I mean, half of that damage to the Ramphadons was because he had all 18.
Yeah, it's a lot of attacks. So, they've got 3 up armor, which is good, but just quantity of attacks there.
Exactly, yeah. And the Ramphadons are defensive 1, so they're not going to stand up to much. It's the right target, really. Oh, maybe if
they grind, don't they? So they're auto hits.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, true. But maybe if I'd done it legally, as I should have done, and more Saurians were in, maybe he wouldn't have been able to have everything attacking the Ramphadons. But either way, whatever.
Yeah.
The Saurians have actually got less armor, so whatever. Going into what we got here? Yeah, so the flayers get bleated by our Saurians, and yes, I do post-combat reform out of line of sight.
Are you in a wood there or a field?
It is a wood.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't know why I'm reforming out of line of sight because he's a random mover anyway. So he can just charge me if he wants to.
Yeah.
Going into that's just how it looks at the end of turn 1. So we're getting on with it, like Matt wants. So I'm sort of playing the game. And yeah, this is just how it looks on that side. He declares this charge, which I didn't see coming at all. It's a long way, thankfully. So we're very much hoping he fails because I don't really want to take on that yet. Obviously, I have got a champion. No, sorry, champion won't help.
Is he in your front, technically?
I think so, yes. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's in the front. He also declares this charge into their flank, which is always going to happen. I really was just trying to blow through, and it was a gamble that didn't quite pay off.
You almost want him to completely kill the things, actually, the Saurians, right? Or do
the first unit,
or do 4 wounds.
Well, yes,
like one of those 2 really would be.
That'd
be really
do nothing
great.
Or do everything.
Oh yeah.
Exactly, yeah. But that just becomes a big little battle of nastiness over there.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And now I'm wishing I'd got Awake on the Beast resilience because
yeah, sure.
But whatever. At least there's not 5 Chosen Knights at this point. Over here, he fails the charge with the Feldrak, which is thank fudge. And he goes about taking off the first unit chameleons with his Chosen Knights, which is fine. The warriors actually just they must have sidestepped or something because the chameleons aren't actually championing them anymore for some reason. But they just didn't move, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, sure.
But his Forsaken one charges my Taurosaur. And that is very much why I'm thinking I should have probably charged
to get the impact hits, right?
To get the impact hits, yeah. Because it's kind of like for like, really, in stat line. I mean, he's probably a little bit more killy than I am.
He does always attack as well.
Exactly, yeah. So
same as the Richard.
It's probably he is the favourite in that situation. Even more so is the fact that the Temple Guard can't see him, which is
And I guess now neither can your warriors.
No, exactly, yeah. So it's not ideal, and I should have played that better, I think. Over here, he gets Word of Iron on the Chosen Knights, which I think I let that through because I'm just planning on putting everything into killing the wretched ones.
Yeah, sure.
So that's not too much of a problem. And Spectral Blades again on this guy. I mean, I think I'd still have a little bit of an armor save against his lethal strike until, so... Yeah, 3 rolls to wound, not ideal. But you can't stop everything, can you? And I think I must have stopped something. I hope I stopped something.
Yeah. Or he dies.
I don't know what I was stopping. In the combat, it very much goes his way. He does 4 wounds to me. I do 1 wound to him. But I stick around, so it could be worse. worse. But as we say, I have no counter charges, so going to see how that's going to go. Unless you count the salamander, which you shouldn't.
Don't. Yeah.
Don't. The chameleons are dead, as you would expect.
Sure.
Over here, he kind of does neither of what we wanted. And what's even more disappointing is I don't even kill the wretched ones outright. That's probably the main problem there. I can't remember dice rolls whether he got lucky or I got unlucky. I can't remember. But it is disappointing, and I've now lost another 2 wounds on a Ramphadon. So that Ramphadon's on 1 wound. So technically,
and hasn't technically got any points.
No, the Ramphadon's at 0 points at the moment.
So it's not a ting, it's a ting.
Yeah, exactly. And I can't see those 3 Saurian warriors lasting very much longer either.
No.
In fact, they run. So yeah, to be expected, really. He doesn't pursue though, because they really, apart from outrunning the Saurians on the dice, which he could have done with Swift Stride, he would have bashed his own wretched one.
I suppose that's a bonus of not killing him, because he definitely
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And the Ramphadon, the single Ramphadon, has fled as well.
Yeah.
So still alive at the moment, technically. And there they are, joining the Sigil. So I was just thinking, okay, that's changed. And I rally with my Saurian warriors. I don't think I rally with a Ramphadon. I think he's gone. So complete minus for this one. Because I really would have hoped that with that Saurian support, I really would have hoped Ramphadons could have gone through the wretched ones there with the toad on them. But,
yeah.
Because of course Lethal Strike bypasses his fortitude. And I just didn't have Lethal Strike. He had fortitude, but didn't roll any lethal strikes, really.
Oh, man.
But never mind. Salamander goes forward to chaff his warriors, which I wasn't sure whether I needed to do or not, because his warriors didn't seem in that much of a rush.
Sure, yeah.
And in hindsight, thinking about it, they were probably just there to hold the centre at the moment, and they were just going to send forward his chosen knights, etc. But I couldn't get my Salamander to stop the chosen knights, so that was as far as he could go. And of course, Salamander can burn some warriors on the way through.
Yeah, may as well.
So, may as well. I see an opportunity for those Saurian warriors that you can see on the hill, the big hill, the temple-like hill in the middle. I see an opportunity for them to go on a bit of a hunt for his sorcerers and the Fallen. And if I distract his warriors in the middle, then that would be amazing. Because although I don't think my Saurian unit can take his warriors in any way, if I distract them from the Temple Guard, then that gives the Temple Guard a chance to do some stuff against what's left.
Yeah.
I think I must have lost some chameleons at some point. Don't know to what.
Well, the previous chameleons blocked the chosen knights, didn't they?
Oh, sure. No, so there are 5 of these ones left, actually. You can't see 2 of them behind the hill. So, yeah, they're still alive. Yeah, there are 5. There you go. Yes. So, but I still haven't chaffed with the Salamander. I'm kind of thinking that if one of his units gets in, I'm fine with that against the Temple Guard. I'm actually not chaffing his chosen knights, because if they charge the Temple Guard, I'll fight them one-on-one. It's not ideal, because I think they're still very good. But I am strength 6, AP 2. So I've got a chance against chosen knights with Temple Guard. But I still don't really like it. But you don't like fighting anything against warriors, do you? So, over here, I'm with my Stygiasaur, so he can Toxic Breath Weapon the chosen knights before combat happens, which I hope will get rid of 1 or 2, maybe.
Was there an opportunity? I know you said there's a different plan, so it's different anyway. But was there an opportunity to charge your Saurian into the flank of his chosen knights?
No, I was facing into the middle.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I was facing into the middle. Yeah. So no, unfortunately.
Fair enough.
I get Healing Waters off on this unit, which is actually a bit of a ploy. I don't have any intention of using it in any way, but I think it heals a wound on the Taurosaur.
Sure, yeah.
Which is what it's really there for. So that's just how it looks. I think I must have got a wound on the Veldrak Elder from Chameleon Fire at some point.
Every little bonus.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. Over here, I did finally kill off the Wretched one. Not enough to give it credit for the Ramphadons, but yeah. They lost their points. The Wretched ones did die eventually. So, yeah. It would just have been nice if the Ramphadon could have run away with half points left. Instead, it ran off the table.
Yeah.
Stidge actually kills one chosen knight, which is really good considering he's got 5 of Aegis against Toxic as well.
Yeah, I know. That's the most niche Aegis in the game.
Yeah. So wounding on 5s and 5 of Aegis. So killing 3 is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Doing 3 wounds rather. I mean, I'm not thinking that my Saurian unit has a great chance against that unit. But it was better than when they were 4.
You just now need to do 3 wounds and then you're steadfast. So
exactly, yeah.
You just got to give yourself a chance, right?
That's all it is, yeah. So yes, I healed 1 wound to take me to taken 3. I only take 2 wounds in this turn combat, which means I'm still alive, and I pop another wound on him. I think he's got 3 left. I've only got 1 left, so it's not really going my way. But I do hold at least, which is. He declares the charges. I fail a terror with the chameleons?
Must have. Yeah, because they've fled through the building.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so they have obviously failed in their job to chaff, but that never mind. And he charges everything into the Temple Guard. I do not want the Chosen Knights and the Feldrake Elder at the same time. The whole point of what I'm trying to do is take them on 1 at a time. So if that ends up being 2 of them in, not great.
Yeah.
He also charges his knights over here into these Saurians, which I'm as fine as I can be with.
Yeah. At least you have the spear bonus.
Yes, true. He fails both charges.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, it keeps it going a bit longer, really. I think Matt was rather peeved at his Feldrake Elder, who had spent turn 1 moving up, then turn 2 failing a charge, turn 3 failing a charge. He's just like, oh, when are you going to get in?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And he likes his quick outcomes. So 2 failed charges.
Oh, that's wasted time.
Absolutely, yeah, exactly. You could have been in turn 2. What are you doing?
Be at a bar now.
Yeah. I did lose 3 other chameleons in the house, or going through the house. They just bashed into window frames or something silly. He gets Spectral Blades on these, which is no need, really. And he gets Gloria Gold on his Chosen Knights, just in case my Temple Guard feel like going in. They definitely don't now. Gloria Gold will stop that. Yeah. Commander dies, as you would expect. And this was interesting. A double KO.
Oh, wow.
Which I think is a great result for me, to be honest. In the end, I am more points than he is. So VP-wise, it's not ideal. But it could have been worse. He could have survived, and I should have died by this point anyway. So I'm delighted with that result.
Yeah, man.
Really. Yeah. Taurosaur just pulls it out at the last stage. Some of the chameleons on top may well have helped. Not chameleons, skinks. I've got chameleons on top of a Taurosaur. Over here, that could have been worse. I maintain steadfast and do exactly as you say.
Nice.
Kill 3 of his. He keeps steadfast, and that goes on.
Interesting, cool. Yeah. But swinging, if you say, you get him in and maybe some magic, maybe, as well.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and so I follow up in my turn 3 with a Sigil flank charge, which helps. Obviously I haven't got my Toxic Breath weapon anymore. That would have been nice to double pop that. But yes. What else could I do?
To be fair, you needed to do it before to get rid of 1 so that you were steadfast now. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been steadfast and they'd been off. So.
Yeah, all worked out.
Yeah, right decisions.
Yeah. Doing Quicksilver Lash, killing 3 wounds worth. Doing a Toxic Breath weapon, killing 3 wounds worth. Doing combat, killing 3 wounds worth. It's very consistent.
Yeah.
We'll just see how it ends up. Over here, I move my Salamander into the flank of his Fallen. Again, I think actually the gap between the Feldrake Elder and the Chosen Knights is too small for my Salamander to chaff now.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Which was a bit silly of me, really. Missed my chance there. But Salamander's gone on a different mission now. He's going to try and flame some Fallen, really. And this unit is now moving up. He did make it so that I couldn't charge the Fallen with my Saurian warriors. So they do have to do another bit of a shifty round in order to do so. I think I moved slightly backwards with my Temple Guard, actually. Basically, I've decided kind of before the battle that I wasn't going to challenge the centre. It's just a brick of a centre going on, really.
It's tough against warriors as well.
Exactly. I've already tried taking on warriors in combat.
Yeah.
And hold the centre wasn't the objective I wanted for this matchup. So I've kind of decided to just let it go.
Yeah.
So he was already 2-0 up at this stage, or 2-0 up at the end of this turn. So yeah, I let him up the centre, basically. Boo-hoo, bad me. I get Scarification and Waking the Beasts, Resilience, I think I got on my Saurians, try and keep them alive long enough to grind it out, basically. And Scarification on the Sidge, just in case he fancies going sideways, which he probably won't. Glory, no, that's his. I put Alchemical Fire on the Chosen Knights because I have got a Flaming Banner on my Temple Guard. This isn't a charge. Oh, Salamander takes off a few Fallen. Cool. Absolutely. Love that. Love that when that happens. Salamanders don't get a lot of light on the table, but it's good when they start flaming stuff. Over here, I still maintain Steadfast. It's going my way. It is actually going my way. He does actually... I do 5 wounds out of 6, so he's actually taken...
If you clear up that flank, you've done really well, I think.
Absolutely. I'm delighted with that. I mean, it has taken most of my army to do it. But that was actually what I was saying. It needed most of my army.
Probably, I don't know what... Points-wise, this Chosen Knight's got to be 600. Maybe more.
I think, yeah.
Then the Wretched One's about 400, maybe 360, 400.
Maybe more.
So, points-wise, you're not too far off. You've done 2 core units, Stygian the Ramphadon, so...
And technically, I've only lost the Ramphadons because 1 core unit has rallied behind this.
Half points, right, for this?
Half points, absolutely, yeah.
But yeah.
Both core units there will be on half points, but yeah, technically, I'm not in that scenario, so I would be delighted if that's the way it ends. This time, finally, turn 4, the Forsaken One decides to get in the charge. The Chosen Knights fail again.
Okay. So he did want, but
he wanted it.
Did he declare with all of them, or just those 2?
No, not the Warriors. The Warriors didn't declare the charge. He's very much making sure the centre is definitely his. I mean, he's 2-0 up, but at the end of this turn, he'll be 3-0 up, and then it'll be CERN. And technically, I suppose I have got that Saurian Warrior on the Temple Hill, kind of challenging the centre.
Yeah.
So at the moment, although I've admitted on the channel that I wasn't going for the centre, technically I have got a scoring unit near the centre at the moment. So he can't completely rest easy at that. And I didn't expect my Saurian unit to survive very long, really. But yes, I'm delighted that I've only got to fight the Feldrek Elder.
You rallied the Chameleons in the last one as well.
Yes, I did.
Because they were close to your chap.
That's it. And I have got Gloria Gold on my Temple as well, which is cool. Although, is the Feldrek Elder
unburned? It's unburned.
Yeah, so it's a double-edged sword, really. I mean,
I had it on that's actually really bad.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I'm not really expecting to kill the thing, if I'm honest. I just want to keep the fights one-on-one, really. And I wanted Gloria Gold on against the Chosen Knights. So, you know,
it's one of those.
Yeah. Here's how it looks. His warriors move to face the Saurians, and the Saurians poo themselves. Because, oops.
You weren't meant to do that.
We've noticed you. Oh, crap. Yes, there's that.
I suppose now as well, the warriors can go towards the...
They can go where they like, Right. They've got the centre. And if he deals with that Saurian unit, now the Temple Guard are tied up. The centre is his. He knows that.
Yeah. At some point, have you done some wounds to that unit? Chosen Knights. You seem to have killed one of them.
Yeah, I think. The Chameleons did 2 wounds with their first round of shooting, which was nasty, and I picked up 1 more at some point.
Decent.
But, yeah, I've reduced it down to 4. The Fallen moved backwards with their 2 sorcerers after being salamandered. The salamanders can continue, really. He gets Word of Iron on the Feldrek Elder, which isn't ideal because I can only be AP2 or AP3 with Gloria Gold. Oh well. Spectral Blades, I let that go because I'm not going to charge him. And over here, yes, it does work in my favour. So I have lost 2 half units of core there. But yeah, cleared up the Wretched Ones and Chosen Knights, which is a great result, really. The trouble is, of course, the Warriors are now coming this way. So that flank isn't quite secure yet.
Run.
Absolutely, yeah, totally. I could have done with winning the combat and fleeing, at the same time.
Yeah.
For the sake of getting extra movement, but yeah, not allowed. Over here,
at least that
combat,
was like the end of his turn, so you've got some movement now to actually run away.
Yeah, totally. Over here, he kills 6 temple guards and do nothing to him, unsurprisingly.
Yeah.
He's like, with the extra armor and unburnt, just, not going to happen. Well, I have done 2 wounds to him there. Maybe I did get 2 through.
You did one.
Yeah. Oh, I've done one already.
But
yeah. So maybe I was probably quite delighted with that, actually getting 1 through if I do in the combat. The chameleons come back to haunt him and chaff these Gozer Knights, which is awesome. And yes, very much the Saurian unit on the far right has turned around and legged it, while my one in the middle. I really was thinking, how do I deal with the Warriors unit and make it take as long as possible? But I just stood there. Just decided to take it. I could have turned around, just given him a rear, or giving him less attacks, or fled. But they're going to die, basically. I couldn't get away from that. Stitch, however, can get away and moves around the side of them. So they're very much the sacrificial lambs. The Salamander goes for a second go on the Fallen. Over here, a bit of a dead pile, plus 2 units of 3 Saurian warriors.
Pretending they're dead.
In there. Absolutely, totally.
Just stay over here.
Yeah. I think the Rampedons went back in the box. I was that disappointed in them. So that's why they're not in the dead pile. I get Corruption 10 to cancel out Word of Iron, which is helpful.
Yep.
Sneak another wound or 2 with 2 chameleons. I know, that's just cheeky. They were very cheeky chameleons. They were going to die horribly as a result. I think I killed 1 more Fallen with a Salamander.
I was going to say, that's unlucky.
Yeah, considering...
I suppose you can only do...
a maximum 5. How many are in the unit.
Yeah, 5 shots, but still.
Yeah. So there's that. Oh no, maybe a couple more.
Cool.
Yeah. Who knows? Over here, he kills 4 Temple Guard this time, and I do another wound to him. I do remember that even though he had unburn, I didn't have flaming attacks this time. And I remember that I rolled really badly to wound.
Okay.
So I was actually disappointed in this turn that I only did 1 wound.
Yeah.
Because the previous turn I had flaming attacks and he had unburn. And I did 1 wound.
You've done the same.
This time,
And minus 1 armor.
He had Corruption of 10.
I suppose you had 1 less AP.
I had 1 less AP,
so
because
swings and roundabouts everywhere.
Exactly, but really, without having to re-roll your successful to wounds, I should have done more than I did the previous turn.
Yeah.
Over here into his turn 5, I think it is now. Would that be right? Turn 5? I think so. Warriors charging to Saurians. I decided to hold it, basically hoping that maybe I could hold him up a turn. And his Fallen come and chaff the Stidge, so that his sorcerers can get away. They've split into 2 units, basically. That's fine. I don't mind that, really. I've got 2 turns to maybe try and get his sorcerers.
It's still 100 odd. Oh, it might be 200 points for the Fallen. So still a decent amount,
Exactly, yeah. And the chameleons are going to die horribly. He gets Word of Iron again, unfortunately. I think, I can't really remember what I was stopping, but it's probably like Glory of Gold or something.
Yeah. And at this point for him now, that Feldrak Elder is just chewing as many as he can, getting your unit ready for the Chosen, isn't
for the Chosen Knights, exactly. You got it, yeah. This unit just gets eradicated by his Chosen, that Zealot Spanner. Yeah, just no chance.
Oh,
no chance at all.
Oh, God.
And he overruns pretty decently, so that those 2 units of 3 Saurian warriors are in trouble now. I probably, with the back unit, I probably should have been moving them further back quicker, because they've been rallied there since turn 2. So they could have easily been in the opposite corner by now if they'd have run away.
Sure, yeah.
But now's the point when I'm thinking, oh crap, I've just forgot about them for 4 turns.
Yeah.
Whereas actually I should have been running. somewhere.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Safe. It's half points.
I think probably the best bet with that unit, obviously on hindsight, was to turn him around, move as much as possible, and then flee and hope you get away.
Exactly. Yeah. And scatter these two. Yeah.
Yeah. Just because then if he fails that charge, everything's fine.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
So I don't know, but it's easy to say, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I think this unit must have
ran away.
Was this going into this? This might have been my turn.
So
I moved as far away as I could and backwards. The one that you see that has got the guy with the sword on the left hand side at the bottom. They don't actually have a musician, so they're even less likely to get away now. But they have had 3 turns where they've literally stood still.
Yeah.
So it's my own fault, but that's part of the wider gaming that I'm not very good at, really. Like thinking about the whole battlefield, even when
I
think it's irrelevant. Yeah. So I charge into here. I'll kill the fallen, which is cool. Stitch is on. Good game, actually. Salamander comes over to. I think I've done 1 wound to a sorcerer somehow. He might have miscast something, actually.
Before, he had less than 5 fallen, so he might have been distributing hits.
Maybe.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes, I moved the Salamander up to... I think the Salamander was actually trying to pop off that one chosen knight before combat happens, basically, because it will go into his turn 6 next.
Yeah.
I wanted to Salamander, just do 1 wound and get rid of 1 chosen knight attacking, and that would make such a difference to the following combat. I get Corruption Tin off again, and Healing Waters, which is cool. I don't think he's got flaming attacks, so I don't think Feldric Elders doesn't have flaming attacks.
No.
So I get a Fortitude save, which is cool. And another Corruption of Tin cancels out his Word of Iron again. Well, 2-fold, actually, which is nice. Have I now done an extra wound on him? Is this after
that might have been previous combat? You did 1 more wound, yeah.
Okay.
Because you missed it. I was going to say you missed a combat, so I don't know what happened.
Oh, sure. Right, yeah. Oh, fine, yeah. I did 1 more wound and lost a few more temple guard. It just carried on, basically. In the Stitch kills the Fallen and comes to face the Sorcerers. Still takes 1 wound, but I don't mind that. And then, yes. So I do not kill it. Have a look at the picture again.
Oh, it flees.
Yes.
That just looks like a really big banner.
I know, it does. It does, yeah. I know.
Fair play.
Reviewed the pictures, actually. You can see I've not got many Temple Guard left, though. So that Feldrak has done its job, really.
Yeah.
But yes, it does. It runs away. It's got 1 wound left. So I was very consistent at doing 1 wound per combat.
Who went first? He went first, didn't he?
Yes.
So you can... Oh, so it's got 1 wound and it's fleeing, so...
Yes. That was in my turn 5, though.
Yeah.
So his turn 6 is coming.
Sure.
And by now, you'll have realised the Salamander failed his mission to kill that last chosen knight.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it's unlikely because I'm wounding on 4s, 81, so he's got a 3-up armour.
Yeah.
It's not likely to happen, but yeah, it would have been nice. And yeah, the Feldrak is fleeing. It's got turn 6 to rally. Chosen Knights are coming in, though. Of course they are. To be expected, really. They've wanted it the whole time.
Yeah.
I haven't got many Temple Guard left, and he's going to be attacking first, so that's not the kind of combat that Temple Guard want. So I'm not looking forward to that at all. Over here, he charges, and I flee with the small unit, and he's too far away to charge the one that I moved. So they're very much still alive on the edge of the board.
Cool.
The uppermost one is not fleeing. The bottom one is fleeing. But I've got a turn 6 to, survive and rally.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Can't remember whether I took a picture of it, though. So yes, he rallies the Feldrak Elder, which is unfortunate. Means that I only have half points at the moment. So technically I need to do something in order to get the full points. What should I do? And I think what else is going on? The sorcerers just move away. That's what that's indicating, I think. So that the Stitch can't go for them, basically. I charge!
Fair play.
I didn't have a picture of the combat between the Chosen Knights and the Temple Guard. It goes on, basically, so we won't need to worry about it for that turn. I do lose more than I kill, I think. That goes without saying. But I am bodyguard whilst I've got the Quattle and 1 temple guard. So I hold is his turn 6. I charge both in here. I only need to do 1 wound, and I think I'm attacking before him. Is that right?
Okay. Well, it depends on what he's got. He might have a great weapon. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the thinking behind this was that he wasn't going to be able to get extra points by killing the salamander, basically.
Sure.
And the salamander may as well try. Is what I was thinking.
Yeah, man. Why not? You only need to pop one off.
I can't remember. Somebody came over and said, "Why don't you may as well go in with the salamander," and convinced me to do it. I don't think I was going to, but and then Matt agreed with whoever it was that said do it.
We've got a charge in a rear, right? And you've got how many wounds total on the stitch?
4 left.
So if he goes after the thing, he's going to be 4-3 at absolute worst from your scenario. So you're only 1 behind, and you've got the thing. But if you can pop off his wound with extra 3 attacks, and why not?
Yeah. Exactly. Over here, so this is how it was, basically. So yeah, I did 0 wounds to him in the previous turn.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's not ideal at all. And he gets glory gold on his unit. So
yeah, so
that's a lot of points I'm about to lose in my turn 6.
So close, so close.
Absolutely.
They just didn't do the mustard against the.
No, didn't kill him quick enough. And didn't have enough left to deal with.
Because every turn of combat he has against you just swooshes you.
Stomps and everything. Yeah. And Healing Waters, I have to say, was doing jack diddly shit. It was very disappointing.
Yeah.
Over here, I don't rally the 3. The other unit didn't need to rally because they weren't playing, but I do lose full points on that one, which isn't as bad as it could have been. I could have lost all 3 of my core Saurian in that exchange, but only losing 2 of them overall.
Yeah.
Over here, I do as much as I can to keep myself alive. I think I got a boosted Word of Iron and Awaken the Beast Resilience on this unit.
So you got 1 up armor with Res 5?
Absolutely.
Come on.
I mean, you can't do more than that, really, can you? I gave up on Healing Waters, needless to say, because I just.
Well, it's only AP2, right? So you got. So you got all his attacks are wounding on. They're hitting on 2s, I think, but maybe not 3s.
They're rats,
but they're wounding on 4s, and then you've got 3 up.
Yeah. Well, with Word of Iron, I got 3 up.
He is re-rolled in though.
But I did at this point remember, and I said to Matt, I'm gutted, but it was one of those things that you were having such a good game, and genuinely, this was such a fun battle. I probably should say that because it was amazing. I was having a great time.
Yeah.
Despite what you think about luck and odds and whether things were going my way or not, I was enjoying the shit out of this battle because Matt's just brilliant. He's just so animated. He's quality opponent, no matter what's going on. I remembered at this point that when my Temple Guard attacked in the previous turn and did 0 wounds to him, we hadn't affected things by the fact that he was Wrath and I was getting +1 to hit. So my Temple Guard should have been hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s, and actually hit on 4s, re-rolling 1s.
Yeah.
I think affected it quite a lot because I just didn't get any wounds hits through or as many as I should have done. So, but that's one of those things at this point is too far.
Yeah, it is.
Do anything about it. You just got to accept it,
Yeah.
So there's that situation. Hooray for Salamander!
Did the Salamander do it?
I think it's the Salamander that did it. I mean,
nice.
My memory might be skewed, and feel free, Matt, if you want to correct me. I think the Salamander did the wound. It makes a better story, so let's say it did, even if it didn't.
I suppose actually looking at it as well, if you've got scarification on your thing, there's actually quite a big chance he survives. So that's a really yeah, that's not a bad way to deal with an elder.
No, definitely not. Yeah. And this is the final picture.
They did it.
I genuinely think that Matt made a little bit of a mistake here.
He went after the Quattle. And they were bodyguard. And
they
survived.
Basically, what he did was 2 of his chosen knights, well, I think it was 3 actually, went after the Quattle and did 2 wounds to him because IA just saved half. I mean, I don't think it's not a story where I'm about to say I just saved them all or anything like that. I can't remember the dice. I might have got slightly lucky to stay alive. Probably did, really, with 3 chosen knights attacking him. But yeah, because he did 3 chosen knights on the Quattle, and the 1 chosen knight that was attacking the Temple Guard whiffed like you wouldn't believe. I kept all of my Temple Guard that were alive. I bodyguarded past my save and kept half points for my Quattle.
Mate, that's big.
Which is a lot of points. And so, yeah. I think in hindsight, it's very easy to say that was a mistake on Matt's part, because he just needs to kill the Temple Guard, and my Quattle's running. Doesn't matter. I mean, I know he kills 2 Temple Guard. That's not a lot of combat res, but he's got a standard.
Sure.
I mean, he would have got a few wounds still with the whatever he attacked the Quattle with.
Yeah, mate, turn up for the books.
There you go, and because of that, it's an objective loss.
Oh,
which I'll tell you what, like literally going into the last picture, you weren't expecting that, were
you?
So yeah, I actually get more victory points than he does.
Oh, nice.
Which is cool, really. I mean, I take that as a moral win.
Yeah,
in that I scored more VPs against warriors than they did against me. I killed more of him than he did of me, and I never challenged the objective and didn't try to. So really, this is kind of best case scenario without
I think Matt finished 5th as well overall.
He did. This was his worst result out of the think. I could be wrong there.
I think it
can't have been his worst result.
Otherwise,
he must have lost to play against me. He must have been down here for a reason.
Yeah.
I was delighted with this result. In hindsight, I think I made a few mistakes that led to it. I could have made it better than I did, but
Possibly. I thought you played it well,
such a good battle. Really. Good fun, and really, really good game against Matt. Really enjoyable. So thank you, Matt, for that one. Always a pleasure. Roll on to round 4. It is two defeats and 1 victory, so I am negative.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm not on halfway or anything like that. Not on par for what I want to be. And end of day 1, of course, so chance to reflect on the day and go back to Castle.
Yeah.
Castle Matty.
Castle Paris.
Exactly. Yeah.
We went for Curry as well.
That's me. Mm.
But I'm sure
we could talk about that at the end of your battle.
Yeah, absolutely.
My battle reports are way longer, to be honest. Yours will be done in 20 minutes. I did take Matt Pell to the 3 hours was it, at the time.
Good.
I took him all the way. So yes.
I mean, you could say he did it by failing all them charges.
Well, too right. I mean, it wasn't my fault, was it?
No. Is that Elder?
I mean, moving backwards definitely wasn't my fault. Cool. So yeah, give me your comments on that one. Let me know what you thought about my wimpy tactics and what I could have done about that one. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Really good, really fun battle.
Oh, nice.
All right, we'll see how you get on in round 3 coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, see you on that one, guys.
See you later.